Why hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. Okay, so we already know it is a little difficult to earn gems on Pets Go. Now, with myself, I go through so many gems, just in general, just by buying potions and stuff like that. But I figured out a method that actually works really well for myself, but I also want to share this method with everyone else that might be free to play. Now, we have so many different methods on basically just trying to earn gems inside of the game, whether you're trying to roll really rare pets or selling potions and keys. But what if you're at a point where you don't know what to do inside of the game to earn gems consistently? Well, let's go ahead and talk about that. Now, for starters, I am heavily advocating fishing. Now, it's going to be extremely difficult for those that might not have that capability of being able to AFK constantly, whether you're on console, mobile, a PC, laptop, whatever device that you use that might not be able to handle just being AFK. Unfortunately, with this method, it does require you to be AFK for however long that you need to basically fish. Now, the most important thing is to note, if you plan on buying fishing stuff such as the worms, remember, if you're rolling pets and you happen to get a cutscene, it's going to close this menu out. So eventually, if you do that, you have to choose whether or not you want to roll pets or if you want to go AFK fishing while buying worms. It has to be one or the other because, again, if you roll something and you get something rare enough to have a cutscene, this whole thing will be gone and you will be AFK fishing right over here without buying the bait. Now, this was discovered by me because obviously I came into my computer room and noticed it reset. So I eventually ran out of worms. Now, once you're done fishing, essentially, we're going to go ahead and go to the next panel so you can basically see what we're going to be doing now. So once you have a good amount of worms, whether it's basic, if it's the blue one, if it's the green one, or the yellow, or the purple, the main goal is to pay attention to what you're getting. The number one thing that you guys want to end up getting are the mini chests. This is really important because number one, the loot that you get inside of them. Now, obviously, I did tell you guys not to roll and do all that stuff. This is only applicable if you do not have enough worms to be AFK. Let's say you have a bunch of worms, like 20,000 worms. You can go ahead and roll. I don't think we're going to be worrying about buying more worms. So once you're done with that, you can have the option of whether or not you want to go ahead and add some potions to this while you're rolling. But once you're done, you're going to go ahead and close this off and you're going to leave it alone. After however long that you decide to go ahead and AFK fish, the next process, there's going to be a bit of a fork in the road for how you're going to basically do this. Now, you can choose to do instant luck potion 3 if you have enough to make these, or you can go ahead and straight go to the potion 4. Now, for potion 4, the only benefit that you're going to get out of this is if you want to go ahead and sell them. Now, if you do not have the confidence, or just in general, you don't care about rolling a little bit more rare stat pets, then it's probably better to go ahead and sell these all in bulk. Now, obviously, with the wrap constantly changing on the instant luck potion 4, and I say this with a grain of salt because you want to accumulate a bunch of these if you do decide to sell them. Let's say on Friday, there's a huge update and there is crazier methods on getting cooler huges. Well, this of course will always go up. The only downside is we do not know if at some point Pets Go will update and you need a bunch of these to make the next tier potion. Now, let's say they come out with an instant luck 5 potion. Well, it's probably a good idea to kind of be wary of that because we never know what they're going to add in the game. So just keep that in mind. Now, usually when it comes to basically getting gems and stuff, I do the other method. So I essentially make a bunch of instant luck potions 3, and if I'm able to get a bunch of blazing dice potions, I will just use those too. And then I will roll pets. Eventually, I will end up getting a bunch of these little pets right here in even higher tier ones. Now, if you have the huge hunter game pass, I can't guarantee by using this combination that you'll instantly get a huge. Now, it has been a couple of days and I still haven't gotten a huge doing this method. Obviously, of course, if you have the god potion or the jelly god potion, then you might have a small chance of increasing that to basically get a huge pet. So, unless I desperately need gems, I end up selling the pets. Now, this is just because of the fact that I don't want to spend a bunch of other things that I find not useful to me. Granted, this is a huge boost in luck. You don't get that many chances in order to use them. So, I decided to go to the other route. I would rather have 70 chances of getting something really good versus 15. So So that way, combining more potions and losing those chances, I will take my risk with the 70 versus only with 15. Now, let's go ahead and go with the rest. That is the first fork in the road of basically what you can do with one portion of this. If you choose to utilize the potions and roll pets, that's one method, and hopefully you guys are able to get a bunch of these little guys up here and basically sell. The next method, which I have been doing on my own, is basically using the worms to open up these chests. Now, this is somewhat similar to making the potions, except for the fact that you're able to open all of these and have more ingredients essentially to go ahead and make the tier 4 potion. Now, this is important just because of the fact that it is a little difficult to get certain potions in the game, but this is a great way to combat that. So I have 10,700 here of the rare chest, and these are the lootable items that I'm able to get out of this. Then the epic chest, which has all of these inside of it as well. The legendary, which is important because of the purple worm and the purple chest itself. You can choose to sell those and the chest itself to also get more gems out of this. So I'm gonna go ahead and open absolutely everything, and we'll go ahead and leave this here so we can visually see exactly what we're getting and then the after results. So after 500 years later, I have opened every single one of my rare little mini chests. Now we're gonna have a comparison between the first time and the after. So before and after, so you guys can see how much stuff that you're able to get out of that many little mini chests, and this is just the rare one itself. So hopefully you guys can get an idea on how much you're able to get from that. Basic one is just as important. I know you might get a bunch of these as well when you're opening it as the same time, so you're rewarded like the basic one while you're opening it, if it makes sense. So we're gonna go ahead and open those, and obviously you guys can see like how many different potions that we're getting, and they are gone. So now you have the option, right? Once you're done opening like the first 3, you have the option of either one, opening these, or selling them, vice versa with the exclusive. So we're gonna go ahead and open up the epic mini chest, and we're gonna go ahead and see what we're able to get out of this. Now you do have a chance of getting the yellow one as well. So this obviously will stack up with this one. So that's also a bonus. Okay, so with that one being done and over with, you guys can get an idea. We got a couple of the new little yellow boxes. Of course, it's not gonna give you any of the purple ones, but you're able to get a bunch of these potions again as well. Now, because it's me we're talking about, I am gonna go ahead and open all 3 of these, and then I'm gonna go ahead and open the purple ones. Again, it is optional if you want to first think about it, or if you want to go ahead and sell them. Either way, you're still gonna go ahead and utilize them. And if you're very lucky, you might either one get the golden rod, or even better, the diamond rod. However, they are extremely low chances of getting them through the mini chests. But for those that might be curious, why did I open all of these mini chests? Because it's crazy, right? You saw how many I had in general, so we're gonna go ahead and take a bit of a step back and go to the first fork in the road, and we're gonna go make a bunch of potions. So this is where the importance of basically hoarding a bunch of things comes in. So for the first one, we're able to make 865 of the second tier. Then we're able to make 985 of the next tier. And this is where you guys have to be a little careful, because I know sometimes, most of the time, you're gonna jump between potions and your recipe will call for certain potions. So you want to make sure that you're not utilizing everything that you don't need to utilize first. So for the first one, we're going to pay attention to is if you decide to go the instant luck 4 route, for example, you need to pay attention to these 3 things. So we're going to have to go ahead and make a bunch of tier 3 potions. But what do you need in order to make that? You need a bunch of rainbow things and tier 2. So we're going to go ahead and go to tier 1. We'll be able to see basically what we need in order to just basically make a bunch of these. So what I like to do personally first is utilize absolutely everything before I go ahead and start combining things such as these 2. So that way I don't accidentally use absolutely everything on one thing and waste it all. So let's go ahead and make 1,146 of these. Now it's going to tell you that you don't have enough rainbow dice to make this. And then obviously it's going to tell you the same thing for this section here. So you kind of want to be careful when you're doing this, because like I said, it's going to take absolutely everything away from you. So we're going to go ahead and do the rainbow fruits first, and then we're going to go back to the instant luck potion 2. Now this is where the interesting part comes in, right? Because of the fact that, okay, so I have enough rainbow and instant luck potion 1 to make 59, right? But if you have this option right here, well, where it tells you basically you can make 59 of tier 3, of course you're going to want to go with your tier 3. So So we're gonna make tier 4 first. Then afterwards, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at tier 3. We're gonna make the tier 3. Then we're gonna go ahead and see how much we can make of tier 4. So it looks like tier 4, I can go ahead and make 7. Then we're gonna go ahead and take a look and see what we need next. So we need a ton of tier 3 and of course, blazing dice potion. What do you need in order to make blazing dice? You need all this. So we can go ahead and make 137 and it's going to be utilized off of my shiny rainbow fruits. Thankfully, because rainbow fruits are very easy to come by because of the amount of fruits that we have in general, we don't need to worry about that all that much. Okay, so now that we're back at the potion section, we were able to make the blazing dice, but now in order to make instant luck 1, we need rainbow dice potion. Then for tier 2, we still need rainbow dice potion. Tier 3, likewise. And then finally, instant luck potion 3. So our next section is going to be utilizing rainbow dice potions too. Now, you guys have the option to go back. I know this is going to be really confusing for everybody, but hopefully I'm able to simplify this at the very end of this. But you have the option of making it manually or going back to the fishing method and basically trying to see if you're able to fish any of those potions out and by opening up the chests. Or you can go ahead and try to farm essentially the shop here and hopefully you're able to buy them when they pop up in the menus itself. Same thing goes with the merchant here as well. You guys have the option to go ahead and do that. Another fantastic way to farm those potions in general, in a great amount too, is if you open up the crystal chest. Now I do notice with the keys itself, the lowest that I've seen them be at some point was under 4,000 gems. Now because this tends to fluctuate most of the time, I believe the highest that they'll go is maybe 8,000 unless they add more stuff into the chest itself to where it is crazy. I would say wait until they fall down in price. So let's go ahead and take a look at our amount right here. So 24 of these grants me 400,000 for basically 400,000 just in short. Now when update day does come and something really good is in the game, usually what people will do is sell these above wrap and they sell. So keep that in mind when you do decide to go and save a ton of these for update day. One, you could use them, but the smarter route is probably selling these and try to farm this method until a new method comes out. And I only say that because of the fact that you are guaranteed those gems and it's probably better to just go buy the pets that you really want. Personally for me, I tend to do this, of course, unless I am here farming just rolls in general and I want to utilize as much as possible for myself, then I end up using the tier 4 potions. But I will also choose to do the blazing dice combined with tier 3 and I have more of a chance to get something really good with those two. Mainly because I will end up getting way more versus tier 4 because tier 4 essentially takes up so much ingredients that I would rather utilize a ton of tier 3. And that's basically the fork in the road. So we'll go ahead and simplify it at the very end of the video like I said. So step 1, go fishing. Remember, you have to choose one or the other when it comes to fishing. You could roll, but you will not be able to buy bait at the little section here because the moment that you get a cutscene, it's actually going to close out your menu. So it has to be one or the other. I would say if you were to do this, pick one day where you're just buying a bunch of bait, then afterwards just go ahead and start fishing. And then at the same time, you'll be able to hatch. Once you're done fishing and you have a ton of mini chests, you're going to open the first 3, which is the basic, the rare, and then the epic. You're going to go ahead and then turn those into potion. Whether you do tier 4, tier 3, tier 2, tier 1, that is our first option. If you decide to go ahead and open those and sell absolutely everything potion related, such as the tier 4, that's one route. Or if you just decide to go ahead and sell the mini chests, such as the legendary and the exclusive, that's also an option. Or you can go ahead and craft every single little thing possible to make a ton of tier 4 potions and hold on to those. You can hold on to these perhaps for a Friday and sell all the tier 4 potions and you'll be able to profit that way as well. This is a completely free to play method and probably the most common one that I've seen so far. This is something that I've been doing and kind of thought about on the side when I desperately needed gems essentially. Because gems are a little hard to come by on Pets Go. You can't actually do breakables or anything like that. You actually have to hatch things and sell the pets that you get out of this. This is the route that I chose to go. How did I get a ton of the pets here? Well, for starters, I have a game pass and I do luck boost. So unfortunately, this is a pay to win method. But for those that don't have game passes, stuff like that, you do have to utilize your luck potions as much as possible. So my advice is combine your blazing dice, your instant luck 3 potions, and stack that up with the lucky potion here, the little kitten one. And then if you have the jelly luck potion, also use that as well. Use absolutely everything that the game offers you to have the most luck as possible. That way you're able to get something at least good to get the. Otherwise, you're better off probably just combining all those potions all together, like I said, and just selling these on update day. Wait until they get up to a certain price that you find that you're comfortable selling it at, and go overwrap. Don't be afraid to go overwrap on update day, guys. Right now, I believe at the trade hub, people are actually selling these 20,000 plus and over. Of course, during the midday of the week, they might go down in price, and that's fine because you're gonna have to wait until they go back up in price. And that's essentially what I've been doing. So everything that I find that I don't need pet-wise, I will go into the trade hub and actually sell, and this is how I got 219,000 gems. So it's relatively easy to do this so long as you have the extra time and the essentials that you need to make certain things. So that's basically it. So, okay, bye. Forgot. I almost forgot. But we'll go ahead and give away the next little pet that I promised, which is, I don't even know at this point, but congrats for the little baby monkey. All right. And I guess for the next giveaway, don't forget to just leave your username down below. And in the next Pet Go video, I'll pick a couple of people because I have a lot of these pets and I don't know what to do with them, and they take forever to sell because there's too many of them. So don't forget to do that, and I will see you guys later in the next video. Bye!